Hey, it's your guy, Sojourner Kai, and today I'm going to try and explain why I've been gone for the last couple of months, and even on the second channel where I've been uploading less edited content that includes commentaries and some old videos that I've rejected, explaining exactly why it's taken me so long to get around to editing and uploading these things. The first thing is that I am lazy. I like to say that I get overwhelmed by a lot of things. I like to say that I get overwhelmed by uploading too much or trying to push too much content, and also I get overwhelmed by my work, and so then I come home with little energy and unable to then edit and upload said content. But honestly, I think if that I actually wanted it, I would be uploading more. And that's something that's got to change. To something that will hopefully change this year as the year goes on. But let me catch you up to speed with what's been happening in my life, where I've been, why I haven't been uploading as frequently. Even though I did upload a Legends of Runeterra review, I wanted another video to come out in the next couple of weeks here, and that just simply hasn't happened. So, first off, the first thing is that I moved houses. This is a very long and arduous process that had a lot of other twists and turns in between it that ended up in a bit of a debacle. So when I first moved out of Canada, the reason I had to move out was because my mental health was in the gutter. It was shot, gone, whatever you want to say about it, to the point where it was pretty much a medical emergency, and my parents had to pull me out of Canada. And they said, "Hey, you know what? We're buying a new place out in another part of the United States. It's a little that's still kind of close to us, but." And we'll let you rent a location from there so long as you pay rent, so long as you get a job and everything. We'll let you rent and stay there. And there's a university nearby, so we can transfer your credits. I thought that sounded cool, and that deal was supposed to be done in December, but then when January rolled around and the registration date for university got closer and closer, the deal kept getting pushed off for a variety of reasons. Until eventually, they came to a conclusion and came to an agreement on the deal. But the time that they got on the deal and the time that I was able to get to the new place and try to start university didn't quite line up. So when I went into the university to try and apply with my transcripts for the first time, they're like, well, in 2017, you failed a couple of courses that brings your GPA too low overall. So I couldn't go to their university. So I went to another local, smaller community college, and they said that by the time that I was able to get those transcripts in and registered and everything, they weren't able to let me in. So I'm out of school for the moment. I probably will be until September, when I can just do a full course load and start off from there. So that's kind of how that started, and that's the whole reason why I've been moving around and been trying to just tamp things down and slow things down a little bit. Then after that, I've been trying really hard to get a new job, and I finally got one a little over 2 weeks ago now, right at the end of February, working at a local grocery store, working in their bookkeeping department, but I'm also sort of working front end whenever they need me or whenever they have hours available, and I'm also doing editing work for other people on the side. So I've moved houses, I have editing work to do, I have my regular job in this grocery store to do, on top of trying to keep track of everything to help my family move into this new location, because they haven't moved in yet. I had to move in advance to try and get to school, and that didn't work out. So that's kind of the place that we're at right now. And the reason why I want to say that I have a lot of excuses for not uploading, but honestly, I've been looking at the time that I've been spending, and I'm not happy with it. I've been spending a lot of time trying to improve at some video games behind the scenes. I've been getting pretty good, I think, at some decks in Legends of Runeterra, and I'm ready to climb up to Masters probably by the end of this week even. I've been playing Apex Legends, and I've gone from Bronze 4. I'm already Silver 2. I'm like 500 RP off of Gold in about the span of a week, so I'm doing better in that game. I'm getting pretty decent, I would say. Horizon's my main in that game, for anyone who's curious. I've also been playing some more Valorant lately. Getting okay at that as well. I've been playing a lot of Sova, a lot of Sky as well, maybe some Brimstone on occasion, and I'm doing okay at that. I'm still learning the new maps and everything. So I've been doing what I've been doing in terms of my gaming stuff is that I've actually just been behind the scenes trying to improve. And I would stream this, but the problem is that the location that I live in, the place that my parents moved to, is so rural, so out of the middle of nowhere, that the internet service providers don't give me an internet speed that's reasonable enough to stream with. I only get 1 megabit per second upload. And trust me, I looked at a bunch of different ISPs in the area. There are a couple that do offer a little bit more, but the download speed is usually about equivalent, if not worse, and their rates are more expensive anyway. So I kind of figured that the way that I would have to split the hair on that would be just take the decent download speed for the right internet service for the okay upload speed and just kind of live off of it from there. So that's, the situation that it's been in. And I really, really miss streaming, man. I really want to get back into it because having that sort of live interaction and being able to talk with the live chat, especially after I've been watching my friend Milnesh, who has streamed for the last 9 days straight on an uncapped subathon, it really makes me miss it, man. It really makes me miss that community interaction. I want to be able to get back into casting. I want to be able to stream Legends of Runeterra again. I want to be able to build up that audience and everything because it's honestly a lot of fun to me. And the nice thing about Twitch streams is that if I don't feel like recording anything for YouTube or anything for YouTube, or I don't have anything to edit, which is pretty rare these days, then I can stream. I can be like, hey, I'm gonna do like a weekly Legends of Runeterra stream and see where things go, or I'm gonna like do a weekly Legends of Runeterra stream, and then if I have other time during the week, I'll stream some variety thing and have fun with that. Like I have these ideas for schedules that I want to keep, but it's just not physically possible for me right now. So the options that I have at the moment are to like try and reapply to, so if we're going back to all the things that I've done, which is try to go to university, move into a new house, and get my content creation going again. University didn't work. House is semi-operable, but not great for editing because of the internet speeds that I have. And the content creation stuff is not really taken off and not off the ground because I'm doing a lot, but at the same time, I'm not doing a lot because I'm spending a lot of my time playing other games and improving at them, which isn't bad necessarily. I just don't think that if I want to call myself a content creator, there's a certain sacrifice that needs to be made there, and I'm not taking that step that I need to. What else am I trying to say here? Oh yeah, as far as my video schedule goes for my next few reviews that are coming up, I did say in my most recent community post, because I actually do ask community polls to say, hey, what on Twitter and on YouTube, I ask, hey, what video game would you, or movie or topic or whatever, would you like me to talk about next? And the one that was voted the most on Twitter was Disco Elysium. And the one that was voted the most on YouTube was Danganronpa, but Disco Elysium was second. So I think it might be Disco Elysium as my next video, because that game is just incredible in its own way. And I did say, though, that there was another script that I was working on that would be in between that, and that script is a League of Legends video. Scooch contacted me back, and we've been talking back and forth as frequently as we can to try and collaborate on a new Kayle video. I've been working on a script for First Strike Kayle. It doesn't feel great, though. It doesn't feel incredible, especially because it's just like the same as this last video that I uploaded to this channel that was the Kayle Force, but I'm trying to revamp it into kind of its own thing, something a little more Season 12, something a little bit trolly that doesn't feel quite as terrible, but like, you could reasonably see as a Bronze Theory crafting, maybe it could work out, because that ended up being the video that we are working on now. But I'm happy with how that script is going so far, and that will be the next video because it also happens to coincide with Scooch's upload schedule and hit the stuff that he wants to make. So I'm very excited to get started on that. So there's that video that I'm working on the script for. I've got 2.5 pages done. I usually try to aim for 5. I have the Disco Elysium script that I need to do. I actually have been working on the Danganronpa script slowly in the background, revamping it to something that I like better than the one I had before. And then I also have some work that I've been doing on a Risk of Rain 2 DLC video as well, talking about the new survivors and the new environments and what kind of changes does the Survivors of the Void DLC bring to the table. As far as content for this secondary channel goes, I have yet to find something exactly that I want to do with it, but, you know, any sort of little thing that comes to mind will definitely be shown here. Maybe I'll do like Apex highlights or Rainbow Six highlights or something, because those are, and Valorant highlights, because I enjoy my first-person shooters pretty well, and I think I've improved decently well enough to the point where I can be happy with editing clips of my own. Even though I'm not the greatest, I think I'm okay. And yeah, that's about all I have to say. Thanks so much for listening to me ramble a little bit about what's been happening in my life. Hope you guys are all having a wonderful day. Safe travels, and goodbye.